living in Grifton, North Carolina. That's what we're talking about.
But first, let's hit it! Hi, this is Alan Victoria. Welcome to our channel.
And if this is your first time in our channel and you wanted to know everything about Greenville, Winterville, Pitt County, all the way to Raleigh, subscribe in our channel and also get notified when we put a new video for you.
Honestly, we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to buy their first home, upsize, downsize, relocate, buy their second home, whatever it is, shift, my favorite word. And if either any of these things or you just want to talk, we would love to talk to you.
And this is our number.
Okay, so let's go into those 10 reasons. No, there are 10 reasons.
10 reasons to live in Grifton, North Carolina. We're going to give you, before to hit the list, a very short history of the Grifton.
Right, because I love history. So let's look at, currently there was 2,800 population, so it's a small town. It is 2.73 square miles, is that right?
Exactly, and the density of that city is 1319 people per square mile.
Which is amazing. It's a small portion of the town is actually in Lenoir County as well as here in the Pitt County. So it is a town that is split between counties. Now here's the fun part. Grifton is actually on the historical map, not for anything really exciting, except for when we're talking about before we had cars, people used to take ferries to go around the country. So if you were in Boston and you wanted to go to Atlanta, you would need to take a ferry if you're not going by wagon, right? And
exactly.
Perry's and Grifton is one of those stops on the way. So I'm just giving you a basic example. So this settlement of Grifton dates back to 1756, so before the Revolutionary War. It was known at that point as Perry's Farm. Then it became Blunt's Farm, and in 1800s, Warren Bell operated his ferry in the area, and it became known as Bell's Ferry. Yeah. And they incorporated that under the name change in 1883. And then they finally formally changed it to Grifton, which is what it is now, due to a local merchant named CMA Grifton. So I do love history, so now we're sharing it with you. So there you go. Now let's talk about those 10 reasons, no?
No, the first reason, yes. The first reason is the festivals around the Grifton.
Yeah, Grifton has the Shade Festival, which is so much fun.
Yeah, Shade Festival basically established in 1971 to bring the more interest to the town and basically provide
fun
for the family. And they have also parade and pony rides part of this festival, which makes it really interesting.
And then art shows, dancing, the lying contest, so there's lying, the shade contest, which is throwing real fish, and then of course there's the athletic competition. No,
yes.
So I mean that's all fun. What's another festival?
The next festival is John Lawson Legacy Days, which basically is an annual event held in the Grifton Historical Museum and Indian Village. And this is very historic.
And they've been doing it since 2010.
2010, they're doing this. And what is the third one?
My favorite, book clubs, right? I love books, as people know.
What is
# author. Back in Time Book Club. So this is not for books for me, but they are looking for historical organization to talk about books that are more historical. So books back in time to introduce children and adults to the love of reading. So I mean, I always love things like that. So we're going to throw that in. Is there anything else with festivals? Or are we moving on to the second reason?
No, we're going to move to the second one, which is what? Cost of living. The second one, cost of living. Therefore, if you're looking at even Greenville with the Grifton and you wanted to compare this, the food and grocery respect to the national levels, if it's 100, Grifton is 93.5 versus the Greenville is how much?
95.5. So
therefore the 2%.
It's slightly cheaper.
2% cheaper. And housing ownership, basically 39.1% of the people in Grifton, they own a house. And what about the percentage?
Which is super low. Compared to 54.5% in Greenville.
Yes. And the median home cost that we put the updated one for you is just $150,000 in Grifton versus
203
203 in 2020-21. and utilities are 1 to 2% even cheaper than Greenville, North Carolina. And what is the transportation?
Transport is where Grifton has some numbers. So you do need to move more in their car in Grifton than you would here in Greenville, where we have a bus. So 75.4 in Grifton, in Greenville, and there's 90% people are driving
exactly.
their cars.
Therefore, the third one that we wanted to...
No, before we move on to distance, right, isn't that we should talk about other cost of living stuff. It is 2% cheaper to live, and then the weather, right? So the weather here is just like in the Pitt County area, really.
It's basically 71 1 out of 100. 100 is the best. And the summer is around 90 degrees. And winter is low 30, like 32, 33-ish. And how many inches of rain we have?
49 inches of rain. And then snow is 2 inches of rain a year. So, I mean, that's that one day of snow we always talk about.
And if you're looking at the sunny days, we have 219 sunny days in Grifton. And if you're looking at average U.S. cities that they have a sunny is 205. Therefore, it's better than average.
We like our sun. Also, schools. High school is actually shared. Grifton and Aiden's share a high school. But I do want to say for the lower grades, it is they have one public school, one private school. There is 14 to 6 pupil to teacher ratio. 692 students per librarian. What about that, counselor?
Counselor is basically 370 students per counselor.
Right. So, I mean, it's really not that bad. Now, let's move on to the
and
third
they have
reason.
the Aiden Grifton High School
right.
too. But you can use also all the Greenville, Pitt County area school for your kids.
Number 3 is distance, right? The third reason.
Yes, distance. Therefore, if you live in the country, it's still, you wanted to know how much you need to drive or what you get. Basically, Grifton is just 17 miles driving from Greenville. You just need to follow North Carolina 11 highway to drive to the Greenville.
It's a halfway point is, of course, Aiden. And how much is that? If you have a fuel efficiency of 24 mgp, my husband went into these math things again. You would need 0.86 gallons of gas, which is going to be in this market $3.58 a gas.
Yes.
Apparently, he figured out how much it's going to cost you in gas at the current crazy gas prices. Look at that. Okay, next one. Moving on to safety.
Fourth reason, that is number 4, and it's about safety because many of you're talking about, this area is safe for me and my family. Therefore, if you're looking at the crime rate of the Grifton and the safety with respect to the national average, we have 28 cases per year for this population cases. And most of them actually is property violence, 23 to be exact. No murder, any of this reported the last year. Therefore, that makes the Grifton a list in the safety.
Okay, so let's talk about restaurants and, of course, groceries real quick.
Yes.
So restaurants people like to talk about when we go to Grifton is La Camito's Mexican restaurant. What else?
Is Greg Pizza.
Shazam's Wings and Thighs.
And Friday Night Fish.
And the Skylight Inn.
And Highway 55 Burger
Shack. Also, I want to kind of throw in there, one of my clients is opening up a convenience store there. So if you're looking for convenience and buying your groceries without going too far, there's a convenience store coming your way in Grifton real soon. Okay, let's move on to, I think, we did the weather already.
Yeah, we did the weather.
So
now
we did number 5, so you can go backwards for our number 5. I messed up. Look at that. I'm sorry. Number 5 we did already. It was number 6.
Number 6. Basically, we wanted to give you the home value that I know many of you are very interested. Therefore, according to the published data that Zillow had as a Zillow Home Value Index or ZHVI, we basically compared Grifton to the Greenville. And if you look at the data for Grifton in 2020, from January to December, house went from 104 to 111. We had 6.73 appreciation. And in 2021, we had 113 in January to 139 in December. we had just 23%
Just 23?
appreciation.
Just
Just
23?
23. And then in 2020-22, so far from January to June, we went from 142 to 150, 5.63% appreciation. Now my wife is going to give you all this number for Greenville.
I want to also put in Grifton, where I have met the mayor. I know that I'm pretty sure that there is new construction coming in Grifton too, which is going to increase those property values. Now moving on to Greenville, as my husband just said, in January 2020 to December 2020, houses went from 141 to 153K, which was a 8.52% increase. 2021, we went from 154 to 182, which was an 18.18% increase. And then this year, thus far, from January to June, we went from 189 to 203, which is a 7.41% increase. So we've had more increase this year, but they had more increase last year.
Now we're going to go to the job opportunity. No, this is the important.
Before you jump into job opportunities, let's really quickly talk about rent, no? Or is that not a thing that you want to talk about?
Rent, basically, we can say that we will put the Greenville rent, that how much the Greenville appreciation. Therefore, we're going to go to the job opportunity. That is the next reason. Therefore, what type of the jobs is available in Grifton?
Management, finance, architecture, engineer, social services, education. What else?
Health practitioner, sales, that we have it everywhere in the U.S. Maintenance and cleaning. Construction is one main part of it in Pitt County. And transportation, what else?
Office administration, and of course production.
Yeah.
The unemployment rate for Grifton is 4.6%. What is the U.S.?
U.S. average is 6%, therefore we are below the average.
The sales tax, people do ask us these questions, is 7%. And what about that income tax?
And income tax, 5.5%. That was our reason number 7, no?
Uh-huh.
Therefore, we told you now we're gonna
Before we talk about income, which is still part of the jobs, no?
Yes. Therefore, if you're looking at the population of the income in the Grifton, 12.5% of people having income between 60 to 75K. What else?
6.5% have 75 to 100.
And 11.9% they have 30 to 40K, and 17.9% are between 20 to 30K. Therefore, the median income, how much is that?
36K.
36K.
Maybe you can actually own a house in Grifton. What is next? So we talked about jobs. What is water quality?
Water quality. Therefore, I did a really extensive research with my wife about water quality. Therefore, if you go to the website of the government, city of the government, of the town of the Grifton, you will see that they publish all of the water quality report for 2020, and basically they operate on a wastewater collection of the 20 linear miles of the gravity sewer lines and 6.4 miles of the forced main piping, no? And they have 10 duplex and 6 simplex pump station. I want to just give you the power.
Okay, so just give me what it means. Basically, give me the next numbers and tell me what that exactly means.
Now, I wanted to tell you these numbers because the water sewer that we pay around here is very cheap. Back in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when we were living, we were paying $160 a month just for water. But I basically did this research to tell you that for 2,000 gallons of water, you just pay $6.22, and if you go beyond that 2,000 gallon, you pay extra $6.82 per 1,000 gallon. Therefore, your bill based off the $2,000 gallon with the sewer, you're looking at $47.76 a month,
which is really nice for water.
Yes,
it really is. What about attractions and activities? You want to talk about that, or you want to talk about air quality?
Well, we want to talk about attraction, no?
Okay.
Attraction and activities. What kind of attraction and activity?
Okay, so one of the things that I like to talk about would be the Atlantic Coastline Depot. This is, again, historical, so we're talking about the late 19th century, early 20th century railroad. In 1980, this was renovated by the town to throw parties, weddings, and really it has a big room with the kitchen. So if you're looking for that historical feel for your wedding, this is a great place.
And the second place is North Carolina Museum of Natural Science, which basically has planetarium of the 35 feet, and you can basically go and discover science.
Look at the stars.
Stars, yeah.
Also, there's Creekside Overlook Park, which is a picnic public tennis court area.
And what is the number for?
St. Davis Street Park, which is the largest public park from 1951. It is 1/4 of a mile walking trail, and they also have playing equipment. What about the next one?
And in 2019, they basically renovated, and the building now can be rented for any kind of party that you want to throw. You can rent it from the town and throw the party.
Sure. Next one is Lawson Trail.
Lawson Trail, yeah. Lawson Trail is 1/4 mile basically trail for hiking, and it has a wetland forest, and it has a wildlife that if you're interested in wildlife of all kinds.
Okay, then there's Contentia Creek, which is 12 miles of outflow. So if you're looking to kayak, there's that there. What about the next one?
Next one is Matty's Mini Park. Basically is play equipment for your children, basketball court, and also picnic shelter if you want to go and have fun with your family.
And number 10, while we are at the end of our 10 reasons, is health.
Yeah, number 10 is health. So you can use the Greenville and Pitt County health system, which is Wyden Medical Center is the biggest one. And we have really 349 physicians per capita, which the U.S. average is 210. Therefore,
so we are almost double.
We are almost double. Therefore, you have a really good health system around this area because you can use all of this thing. And do you want to also talk about anything else?
Yes. So the mayor has this interesting. I have gone to the Grifton Town Council. They have their meetings on Wednesdays nights at 7. Don't be late. I forget which day. First Wednesday, second Wednesday. Don't forget that one. But you can actually go, and these people are very open, very friendly. And whenever you want to get done, it can kind of, since it's a small town, you can actually have this small town conversation about what it is to have done. So I highly recommend it, and it was really nice.
And the last point that I wanted to mention is about air quality that I forgot to tell you.
I knew you'd forget
and
that.
Basically, the air quality for some of you that if you have a family members that has a respiratory illness and they wanted to go to a safe place that they can breathe better, Grifton basically for those kind of risks is 12% less than the average in the U.S.
Nice.
Therefore, it's a safe, and the cancer risk is almost 13.5% lower than the U.S. average. That makes it a safe place to live with your family.
Okay, so we hope this video is useful for you. And if you want to talk about more about Grifton, again, call me. I would love to talk to you, or call us.
Call us. I hope you found this information useful, and we're looking forward for our next video. And thank you for watching our YouTube channel.
All right, bye.
Bye.